merit or qualified to be given appointments to hold public offices. And therefore, if the president brings the names of persons who, in the wisdom of this House, don't pass the suitability test, we are not trying to dictate the president on who to appoint. No. Far from it. We are simply telling the president that, please, you have the time to go back and pick from amongst 25 million or so Kenyans those who can pass the test. That's what we are saying in short. And I'm not inciting anybody. I'm simply preparing ground for the committee and the whole House that when embarking on this onerous task, we must be alive to the dictates of the Constitution and other statutes that govern generally matters of governance and good order. Madam Speaker, let me say this as I conclude. Let me say this. We have been told a number of times, and we agree, that the Constitution of Kenya guarantees innocence. There's a presumption of innocence until one is proved guilty or otherwise. But again, if you look at
Member for Ugenya.
Respect for my neighbor and friend, probably senior, the member for Ugenya. You're just in law school, so you could be my senior. Madam Speaker, is he preempting debate on the names that could come to this floor? Is he preempting debate on what could happen in the committee of appointments hearings? Because by going the way he's going, Madam Speaker, I fear that he's already made up his mind about the debate he's going to have when the names come to this floor, Madam Speaker. Is he in order?
Madam Speaker, I've been very careful, if you've been keenly following my comments. I haven't mentioned any name, and I will not, for sure, at this point in time. I'm just trying to lay the basis. It's my duty, really. It's my obligation to guide my members and everybody else who may want to be guided, that this is a very serious exercise that we must approach with a lot of seriousness on our part. Madam Speaker, I want to say this, that persons being appointed to state offices or public offices, just as the Constitution requires, must be persons whose conduct bring honor, dignity, and everything else that is positive to those offices. So I just want to plead, Madam Speaker, as I second this motion, that this is one such exercise that this House, once it embarks on, the country must be convinced that the House has done justice, not only to the process itself, but to even those persons whose names have been brought before the committee and the House for approval. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I second.